right, welcome to our nutrition call. I forgot to say hi, Amber. Hi, Amber. So your face there. Hello. Okay, so what I want to do does anybody have a piece of paper? Can you grab a piece of paper? Kalia, I know you're multitasking. You can listen to this later if you need to. So you're like, what? Okay, so this is not necessary. I found this at the Container Store and I love it because it's magnetic, but I have always just used a piece of paper, and I want you to draw 7 columns for the days of the week. And then I want you, so one, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Yeah, that's not 7. But you do that. And then make 1, 2, 3, 4 lines the other way. So we're basically doing this where you're going to have 7 days and breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So this is what I do. Super simple. My writing is terrible. It's never pretty, but on this I love, and what you can do too is if you ever, next time you want to do, I probably should have said save a spot for your groceries. You can just turn the piece of paper over. So this is like my grocery section. So I write out what I need here. First thing I do though, is I say, okay, for those of you that have Shakeology, I want you to pick what meal you're going to have that for. For me, when I was working full time, it was so nice to just make for breakfast. And as I was walking out the door, that's what I had. Super simple to drink. On the way, I had like a 45-minute commute. So for me now, I still drink my shake for breakfast. I say whatever meal you struggle with the most, that's probably where you should replace your Shakeology. So I just write, this is like a calligraphy pen. This is not going to work. I thought it was a Sharpie. Okay. So I just write, honestly, shake and an arrow because I'm simple. I know I'm going to have my shake every day for breakfast. Okay. Then for lunch, if you guys have followed along my Instagram, I'm going to put my Instagram in the chat too. It's April K _McDonald. And I do I did a reel to show how I do my meal prep. I do a very similar meal prep literally every week, and I just change up the veggies or the seasoning, and I don't get bored with it. So I probably have that 4 days a week for lunch because it's just something simple. And then I'll pair it with some fruit or something else. So for me, this is what I do. So I make that stir fry, and then I make it with beef. I used to make it with turkey. I got a little turkeyed out, and then I put it over a cauliflower risotto. Have you guys heard me talk about the cauliflower risotto? Because I'm obsessed with it and I talk about it all the time. So you take cauliflower rice. It's frozen cauliflower rice. I think I got this from Alana Molstead, who is the creator of our 2B Mindset meal plan. I love her. Also follow her on Instagram because she gives really good tips. I'm pretty sure this is where I actually found this. So you take the rice cauliflower bag, put it in the microwave according to instructions. And then I just tear a little on the corner, and in the sink, I drain it because cauliflower holds a lot of water. And then I just put, do you guys know what that Laughing Cow cheese is? Not the little red thing, but it's like a little square or a little triangle of like mushy cheese. And so I put 1 or 2 of those depending, and then salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. And I mix it all up in that bag. I just do that so that all that heat is in there. It helps the cheese melt and everything. And then that is my risotto. And it's so good. I don't like cauliflower. I really don't. And so it just takes on the flavors that you put in there. So that is my base. I don't always put the cheese in it. It just depends because there are some days where the bracket I'm in, I only get 1 blue a day. So sometimes I want guacamole, or sometimes I want hummus. So I also can be like, okay, I consider 1 block of those cheeses probably half a blue. Maybe somebody knows better. I'm a guesstimate kind of thing with that sometimes. But it's only like 15 calories per wedge. So I considered it like half of one. So then you mix it all up and I put it on the base. And then the stir fry, what I do is any lean protein of your choice, and then whatever vegetables you like in a stir fry. I actually started upping the amount of veggies that I put in it lately because I was only making like 3.5 to 4 meals, but then I started putting extra veggies in it, and now it's like 5 meals. So it's my lunch every day. I won't keep anything for longer than 5 days in the fridge. That's just for me. I don't like it. My mom is like, will wait to the very last day to throw anything away. And it's like scarred me tasting bad food. So I'm like very like, I don't do more than 4 or 5 days. It's just not worth it to me. But you can also freeze this. So I just do, and I'll share that reel with you, or you can find me on Instagram and do that. But I just do olive oil and garlic, and then I saute my veggies. And you can either do it in one pan, or you can do two. Because I've been doing so much veggies lately, what I've been doing is doing that, adding my vegetables. I do zucchini, peppers, you can do onions, literally whatever you like can stir fry. Those some people like edamame. Edamame is a yellow container or a carb. So I like to eat my carbs. Like I'm not going to waste my yellow on something that looks like a vegetable. That's me. So, but you can put whatever you want in there. Okay. And then anything extra, if you make extra and it's, you don't want to have it too long, you can just freeze that, kind of stir fry and things, and then just portion it out. Anytime you're doing something and you're following the containers, anytime you're doing something that's like a casserole, so like chili, or, you have some type of stew or something, use the green container as your portion, and then just kind of guesstimate. You can Google. A lot of times people will have blogs, or, Beachbody's blog is amazing. So many good recipes, but I'm like, okay, I've got chili, I've got beans, I've got meat, I've got tomatoes in there. So I will just kind of like guesstimate, like, okay, in this green container, I would say I usually double my protein for chili. So for example, for chili, I would say this green container, that gives me 1 red, half a yellow because of the beans, and then 1 green. In my chili, I puree peppers, I've got tomatoes, I've got onions. I like throw so much veggies in there. So if you ever are like, oh, I don't know, you can post in our whatever challenge group you're in and ask. You can Google. I am a guesstimate kind of girl. So if you want to be a little bit better, but that's how I am when I make casseroles and stuff. So yeah, then I saute with salt, with olive oil, garlic, whatever veggies I want. And then I just drain it, because like I use zucchini. I used 3 zucchinis and 3 bell peppers and a can of Rotel tomatoes. Rotel tomatoes, I drain them first. They're tomatoes with green chili, so it adds a little spice in there. And then salt and pepper. And then what I did this week was, because there's so much of it, I just drained it and then I put it in a separate container. And then I browned my meat and added salt, pepper, garlic. And I found this random thing at Target. It was like gourmet steak seasoning. And don't ask me why, I just like it on this meal. And that's what I've been doing lately. But the beauty of this is like, use different seasonings. Like maybe you want to have an Asian fling to it, like flair to it, whatever. Use any seasonings that you like. So does anybody else have any stir fries or any like one pan, meals or meal prep that you've been doing lately that you want to share? Okay. So lunch, stir fry and cauliflower risotto is going to be my lunch because I love it. Okay. And then, so what I do is I usually plan my dinners first, so that I know what containers I have left to play with. I basically have been doing this for so long that I am good with doing it this way, but I want you to know, if you are thinking about working backwards, that's easier, because I don't want you to be like, okay, I have an orange container and a blue container. Should I eat some olives and some cheese for dinner? I want to make sure that you have something that makes sense. So that's why I do that. The Beachbody blog is so good. If you are go into Pinterest as well, I'll actually share what I do. Let me get my Pinterest up. So I would suggest creating a board on Pinterest, and then I just save anything I like there. And then when I'm like meal planning, I just go into my Pinterest. I'll share my screen once I get my Pinterest up. And then I'll be like, you can literally just type 21 Day Fix recipes and so much stuff comes up. Okay. Saved. Sorry, Matt and Natalie are out there playing, being crazy. Okay. So can you see my Pinterest? Yeah. Okay. So, where is it? I do like Instant Pot recipes, BU 21 Day Fix. Okay. So I have like 453 pins. You can literally follow me and just like follow this right here. Okay, so ultimate portion fix recipe guide, 21-day fix flank steak with steak with arugula and parmesan, 30 family friendly 21-day fix recipes. Okay, so I'm just gonna go here so we can see a couple at a time. There's so many options. That's why I love Pinterest. It makes meal planning so easy. So then you just go down and look. Side note, I never ever ate radishes, but they're like really good for dipping. There's a little bit of crunch and they're basically like, there's no carbs or anything like that. They're, my mom started doing that and I thought that was so weird. And then I was like, oh, they don't really taste like much. I always thought they had this weird taste, but, okay. So my computer is being slow. Okay. So let's see some of these options. Oh, and it's organized by breakfast and lunch and dinner. That's awesome. Okay, so there's French toast, there's sweet potato hash, egg, bacon, and cheese cups. Let me click on this because this is a really popular thing that a lot of people do. Some people like to have, some people like to have their shake for a different meal. So these are really great. Let's see. So sorry, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Cheesy bacon breakfast bites. Sometimes I wish they were just like, here's the recipe instead of like, let me tell you my life story. Okay. Where are you? Okay. Okay. So you're going to put it in the oven. You're going to use your muffin thing on the skillet. You're going to cook your bacon, add veggies, saute them, and then you're going to whisk the eggs. Put your bacon, or you can use ham too, ham or turkey. I've seen that, and that's obviously a little less fat. Put it at the bottom, and then I'm pretty sure they just put their eggs, grease the muffin tins with coconut oil, put this protein at the bottom, then you throw in your veggies. Looks like she did spinach and some onions. That would be good. And mushrooms, and then the veggies and the eggs, and then you bake. So let's see, this is 400 for about 3/4 of the way full. You can add some cheese on top. Ooh, this sounds really good. Okay. And then I wanted to just get the time real quick, and then 15 to 20 minutes at 400. So simple, right? And you can do a bunch of those ahead of time. So, okay. And let's just go to get a couple dinners. But I think we just overcomplicate it so much. It's like, get a piece of paper, throw some lines on it, plan your dinners. And then what I do is, oh, there's some snacks too. All right, guacamole, turkey burger, spaghetti squash, lasagna. You guys, spaghetti squash is freaking awesome. Like it, again, like cauliflower, takes on the flavor of whatever you're using. So Matt's grandma makes amazing spaghetti sauce. And whenever she's like, it's spaghetti night, she has the whole family over. And my mother-in-law is doing keto. And so we've been doing the spaghetti squash, but still getting her amazing spaghetti sauce. And it's been so great. Before I started doing spaghetti squash, sometimes I would make like crunchy green beans, like al dente, still crunchy, and bring it over. And then I would put the spaghetti sauce on top. And she's like, Ava, how are you a part of this family? Because like they're all like Mississippi, like Southern food. They all just think I'm crazy, but I'm fine with that. So yeah. Okay. So this is great too. Yeah. I want you to try out some spaghetti squash recipes too. Also you can do, I've seen shepherd's pie with cauliflower rice instead of mashed potatoes, things like that. So I want you guys to try at least one different type of meal this week with either cauliflower rice or spaghetti squash. I'm going to challenge you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. So yeah. So my computer isn't working too well, so I'm not going to spend too much time for that, but you get the idea. So what I want you guys to do while we're here is I want you to plan. Today is Wednesday. Does anybody have their meals planned for the rest of the week, or are we haven't done that yet? Hannah, Leah, Emily, anybody? I can't see your face, so I just want to check. Let me check in the chat.
I just have lunches and breakfasts planned this week, and dinners I've been kind of just getting whatever we have.
Okay, so with that, whatever we have, I am on a mission to not spend any extra money this month. I'm really focusing on budgeting. So what I want you to also do is go through your freezer, and not just like surface level, like dig in there, because there's probably something in the bottom that you didn't know you had under there. And I want you to think about it and look at your pantry and look at your fridge. There's actually websites that you can put in recipe or what ingredients you have, and they'll give you a recipe. I don't really know offhand, but literally all I would Google is recipes from ingredients or something like that. And like there's a bunch of sites that'll pop up. So, all right. So for me, I want you guys to go through and do your, I want you to actually think, okay, Thursday, tomorrow? What are you going to have for breakfast tomorrow? So tell me, what are you guys having for breakfast? I want to hear. Anybody?
Yogurt and fruta.
All right. That is simple. I like it. Yogurt and fruit.
Overnight. I do the Shakeology on my way home.
Okay.
Or on my way to work.
Okay. Breakfast, lunches are always,
I'll probably just have a protein yogurt because I can't eat a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Breakfast, lunches are always plain. I always have 2 to 3 options for supper. Overnight oats for breakfast, egg bites and strawberries. Ooh, yum. Okay. Also, supper. I feel like not everybody says supper. Is that a like locational thing? Does anybody else say supper? I never say supper. I would notice Hannah says it. I feel like my grandma says it. Supper's ready.
I honestly have no idea. I don't know. I switch between the two. And sometimes my kids at school are like, what? And I'm like, dinner. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, what? So
it's so funny. Like my grandma always said commode. She never said toilet. I'm like, who says commode? Okay. All right. So all good breakfast. So what are we having for lunches tomorrow? Taco salad. Oh, yum. Taco salad is my jam. It's so freaking easy. You get ground beef or ground turkey. What's in there?
Taco salad. It's just all made.
Oh,
it's just beans and meat and tomatoes and some fun corn, and it's fun.
Fun corn. Oh, I do good
Listen,
food.
guys, I'm essentially a child. Like my meals have been broccoli tots and turnip fries, and I essentially eat like a child. It's fine.
Yeah, turnip fries I've heard are really good in the Instant Pot. Is that how you make them? Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay.
That's the sign for yes in ASL. In case you see me do that, that's what that means.
What did I never know? My brother does.
So that's what I'm doing if you see me doing that.
That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, for my lunch tomorrow, I've got stir fry and cauliflower risotto. I've got my shake, and then dinner, I know that I've got chicken and pork chops and a pork tenderloin. Actually, what I do, so I make my meal plan, and then I go through my pantry, my freezer, my fridge, and I will like write out what I think I need. And then I actually go through and I cross something out. Cause if I just keep buying it, I will end up with 8 cans of black beans. And then I'm like, oh, oops, I didn't need this. So I really want you to take inventory and make sure you're not, just save money, be budget friendly. Okay. So I'm going to I remember when I was doing my Instacart, I do everything Instacart because it's easier for me. But I was putting I wanted to put some pork in, and they started doing this thing. I was ordering through Publix. I usually do Aldi's because Aldi's is cheaper, but it said, hey, here's pork recipes. And so you could like favorite the recipes right on the Publix, and it was like, add everything you need to the cart. I'm like, oh, this is handy. So I have I think it's like a balsamic pork. I'll just have to look up my recipe. I know I have everything for it. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then I hard boiled. Does anybody like hard boiled eggs? They're such a good snack. And you can just do like a dozen at a time. 2 hard boiled eggs is 1 red container. So a lot of times I will do 2 hard boiled eggs with like an apple or something, or pair it with something else. The other snacks that I like to do are Greek yogurt and berries and granola. You can also do peppers and hummus, peppers and guacamole. Um, yeah, I like to do like an apple and pair it with like a string cheese or something. So, what snacks have you guys been doing?
I've been doing like a lot of like beef jerky and stuff like that because I have to stay high on protein. So I've been doing like beef jerky or like cheese, low fat cheese, um, or anything really that's like high in protein that I can just take like on the go.
Mhm. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Amanda, if you guys hopped on, Amanda had bariatric surgery in November. So she's like navigating her stomach can only, she can only eat so much at a time and she has to have super high protein. So, um, Hannah, I've been doing these idiot sandwiches as Gordon Ramsay calls it. What's an idiot sandwich? Almonds and fruit and P3 snack packs. I don't know what P3 is. I also love Beach Bars from Beachbody. Those are good snacks. What's an
Okay.
idiot sandwich?
April. The idiot sandwich is pretty much like you take a bell pepper, you cut it in half, and like you take all the guts and stuff out. And then you put in whatever meat slices, like ham or turkey, and then you could put some cream cheese with it. And then you just maybe add some lettuce if you want some extra veggies, and then you slap it together in a sandwich form and you eat it.
Oh my gosh, that's so smart. I love that. I love that. The other thing you can do too is I've done this before where you can do that with your pepper and like cut it out and then put it in a glass casserole dish with a little bit of water and bake it at 400 for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes just to like soften it up. And then you can put in like, if you're making taco salad, you can put it in there. So, I mean, stuffed peppers and stuff are great too, but sometimes I'll just use it for, if I want to stuff something I made, I could like literally put my stir fry in there and, kind of things like that too. So that's cool. That's a good idea. All right. So what are you guys doing for Friday and Saturday dinners? Does anybody already know that they have something happening, that they maybe will be out with family or doing anything like that? Okay. So let's plan our our Friday dinner. For me, I know that like probably once a week we go to dinner with our family. And so if I'm going to, like last night we went to Mi Casitas, Taco Tuesdays usually where we go. And so I knew that I always get a taco salad, no beans and no sour cream. So I pass the sour cream so that I can have the guacamole. And so I knew that I would probably have a little bit of like chips or something like that. So I didn't have my yellow containers throughout the day because I knew I was going to go to Mexican for dinner. So I planned accordingly so that it fit. And then I didn't have any yellow containers. Sometimes if I'm having alcohol too, I'll literally be like, I'm not going to have yellow containers, so I can have a beer tonight. Like I am very much like a moderation. And that's what I love so much about this plan is it just teaches me instead of, I used to be like, oh, well, I'm going to have sushi and, eat all the rice. So I might as well just eat what I want instead of being like, I'm going to have this. So let me plan accordingly. All right. So what kind of dinners have you guys decided for Friday and Saturday? What are you guys having?
I think I might make that spaghetti squash lasagna we saw because I have a spaghetti squash I haven't cooked yet.
Good. Yeah, let me know how it is. Melissa, my sister Melissa Ludwig, Mark makes it. He does most of the cooking, but he makes that a lot. It's really good. Okay, I'm gonna do marinated chicken Friday. And I'm gonna have a salad, and Matt and Adley will probably have corn and potatoes. My big thing, guys, is I don't have carbs at dinner. That has been really a game changer for me. Autumn recommends not having any yellow containers after 5. And if I followed 2B Mindset, I followed both of them and I've had great results with both of them. Right now I'm following the containers. But Alana says, have your carbs at breakfast and lunch because that's when you need your carbs are used for energy. That's when you need it. You're doing things, but at dinner, you're slowing down. Like you're not, doing a bunch of stuff. You don't need that carb. So if you're that energy, so if you're not using it, it's being stored, as fat and, things like that. So really focusing on having your carbs for breakfast, lunch, or snacks earlier in the day and then no carbs at dinner. So that's why I do a lot of zucchini or zoodles, the spaghetti squash. Instead of being like, oh, it's kind of like you think like, okay, for dinner, I need a protein and a starch and a veggie. That's kind of like how I grew up. You need a protein, a starch, and a veggie. And now, and now I really focus on doing that. Alana blocks me on Instagram. Maybe restart your Instagram or spell her name differently. I can't imagine that. But okay. Leah, it's because we don't like you. I'm sorry. I was kidding. That's very for real, not lying. I don't know. Maybe it was an accident. I don't know. Oh, that's rough. Okay. That's really sad. You can use Hannah's phone. Hannah said, I always have some type of healthier pizza or tacos. Have you guys ever done tortilla pizza? I literally make it a lot. So you just take a tortilla and then I put it on a skillet to heat it up, no oil or anything, just to get it a little crispy. You can do whatever tortilla you want. And then I will then put pasta sauce. And pasta sauce actually a lot of times has sugar in it. So I really want you to maybe focus on marinara or something like that. Or if you look for something organic, because a lot of pasta sauces have that extra sugar in it. And so instead of like a green container, it's a purple container. It's more so like used as a fruit because of the sugar. So that's what I really want you to do, is like start looking at ingredients and just see whatever's listed first is there's more of whatever that ingredient. So if I look and I see the first ingredient is sugar of something, I should not be eating this. That's not going to fuel my body. So check that. But the tortilla pizza is crisp it up a little, tortilla, some cheese, and then toppings of your choice. I really love peppers. On my pizza, peppers and onions and mushrooms are like my favorite thing on a pizza. And my husband doesn't eat any of those things. So when I make it myself, that's what I put on it. And then you just bake it for 400 for like 7 to 10 minutes until the cheese is melted. It's so good. Even my toddler will eat it. So, let's see what else is in there. Girl needs pizza. Yes. And then sometimes too, like we ordered Papa John's pizza Friday or Saturday, and I knew I was going to have some pizza. So I drank my shake right before, or, like 20 minutes before we had the pizza, because if you're going to eat the pizza, don't eat the pizza when you're starving. Because I don't know about you, but I could literally house an entire pizza like to myself, but that's not going to help me with my goals. So if you're going out to eat, or you're going to a barbecue, or when things get back to barbecuing, if you're going somewhere where you're like, okay, there's going to be a gathering, and what happens with gatherings, a lot of times there's food involved and you're just talking in front of the table and you're like, oh, how did I eat all of this stuff? So before I'm going somewhere, I will either have a shake or an apple, and I chug water like crazy. So chugging water before every meal is really important. Helps you to not be as full. And then a lot of times too, afterwards, after dinner, does anybody have nighttime snacking? Anybody like really struggle with that? Yes. Okay, good. Not just me. Here's my tips. When you are eating, and this is To Be Mindset, this is Alana stuff too. She says, drink a full glass of water before your meal, and then eat your veggies first. So when you're eating your dinner, you're sitting down, eat your veggies first, and then you can eat around. So instead of like, I'm going to eat all these mashed potatoes and then, oh, I'm full, so I didn't eat all my veggies, fill up on the good stuff. And then what you're going to do is then when you're like, okay, I really want more, I think I'm going to go get seconds, I want you to drink another glass of water and then go back for veggies. And then if you want some protein, you can do that. But sometimes we're really just like, we haven't even let our body decide that we're full yet, right? That's like a big thing. So making sure that you're like, am I hungry? Or is it just like a habit that I think I need seconds? And if you are going to have seconds, that's fine, but eat your veggies first. And so find a hot tea that you like. I can't remember the brand, but they make this apple cinnamon tea, and I'm obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with it since I was a little girl. I love it. And so I get that because it's almost like a little sweet. I give myself a little bit of honey in it, and that is, I will have at night. I mean, anybody else is going to say, don't put the honey in it, but okay, shoot me. I'm going to put honey in my tea. Or you can also use like stevia or something. But there's that. Beachbody also makes a drink called Bevy. Pomegranate is my favorite flavor. I don't really like the lemon, and it is for curbing your cravings. I call it my nighttime munchie juice. So if you're ever interested in that, that's very helpful too. And I put it in a fun wine glass and I put some ice in there, and it's like, I'm a social drinker. So if I can have something in a fun cup and it's not alcohol and not bad for me, that's a plus. I even drink my Energize in wine glasses most of the time. So
What was that called? That tea, the second one?
Bevy, Bevvy, and it's through Beachbody, so it's on our site. I can't remember what it is, but if you do end up like ordering things regularly, you sign up to be a discount member if you're not already, because you save 25%. So there's that. And then the other thing I do is if I just like can't get it out of my head, I need something sweet, I will do some berries. Because berries are great because they're lower in sugar. They're one of the fruits that are lowest in sugar, like berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, whatever. Those are great. And sometimes, and I'll give myself like that and like 3 chocolate chips. I'm literally like 3 chocolate chips, 3 or 4 chocolate chips, and the strawberries. And I'm like, oh, that craving curbed. The other thing is sometimes I'll just do like 3 or 4 grapes. Grapes are high in sugar, but I'm not going to be mad if I had 4 grapes versus the like sleeve of Oreo that I wanted, right? So those are all things that I've used to help. And also just focus on drinking more water than you've ever drank, because that has been a game changer to me. I started drinking a gallon of water, not on text today. I have not. There you go. Go girl. I have a jug like that too. And I love it because I just drink to the time. I'm like, okay, it's 1 o'clock and I'm still at 11. I chug until I get to 1. I love it. So you can find that on Amazon if you want something to tell you the time. That's been super helpful for me. But yeah, chugging more water, because your body is made up primarily of water. So the more that we can put that into it, the better. Your skin is better. So many times we are not hungry. We are bored and dehydrated. So that's been really helpful. So I talked a little bit about a lot of things. I don't know if I got distracted and didn't finish anything. But is there any questions that maybe we didn't answer, or any things that you're struggling with that you want us to go over? Okay, we'll just stare at each other until anybody tells me. Okay. Was this helpful? Did you learn anything?
I mean, I have questions, but I think I'll ask you privately because my nutrition is going to be different than a lot of people's.
I don't mind if you ask me now. If you want to ask me privately, you can though.
Yeah. I have questions about my nutrition, and my water intake is different and everything else. So it's like,
I know. I know. Yeah, I have another girl that has had that surgery that I could probably connect you with, and you can ask her some ideas too. But yeah, message me about your Shakeology, and then we'll go over some nutrition stuff too.
Okay.
So yeah, we are going to do this the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. The link may change. Rachel was doing this with her. Another one of my coaches does this with her crew, and she was on vacation, so I did this. So we will keep you posted with what the link is. But I think it's just really good to be able to talk about these things. And I think it was Hannah that said, oh, I didn't know that about the no eating carbs after 5. So whatever meal plan you're committing to, and once you go, does everybody have the Beachbody On Demand app downloaded? Mm-hmm. Download that on your phone, then go to programs, and then go to nutrition. And you will have Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset videos there. Whatever program you're committing to, I want you to watch those videos. And then once you're done with that, I want, even if you're doing containers and you're not doing 2B Mindset, I want you to go to 2B Mindset and make it a point to watch those videos too. They're so good. Both of them combined. The way I eat, I have picked up things from Alana, and I have picked up things from Autumn, and it's all very helpful. Alana is really great because she has lost 100 pounds, and she really focuses on emotional eating as well. Oh yeah, absolutely. You can totally, anything. Yeah, definitely follow my Pinterest board. So Alana has lost over 100 pounds, and she shares with her story that her family used to send her to fat camp. And then she would lose 30 or 40 pounds, and then she'd come home and then she'd put it all back on throughout the year, and then she'd go to fat camp again. I don't like calling it that, but she uses that. So and she talks about, her emotional eating and how she would like take food to her room and hide. And, I just feel like there's so much that we need to uncover with really getting in tune with, a lot of times it is very emotional. And I struggled with bulimia for years and years and years off and on from college on. So, I just think that there's so much that we also need to do internally. We can do the work on planning our meals. We can do the work on, educating ourselves of what to look for in ingredients labels and things like that. But we also need to really focus on growing with internally. So is anybody reading or listening to anything right now that's helping you either with confidence or self-love or anything like that? Is anybody actively doing that right now?
Like Autumn's new book.
Autumn's new book. What's it called again?
I
don't know. Autumn
something about Crazy Life or something like that.
Okay.
It's the Lose Weight Like Crazy. I actually just finished it before this call.
You did? What'd you
Yeah. I thought it was really good, especially if, I don't know about everybody else on this call, but if you've done the program before and you're just like wanting a refresher, it's really good to read. But also it kind of goes into more of like her childhood growing up and where she came from with her family. Because if you don't know, like her dad owned a pizza place growing up. So like when she was a kid, she ate lots of like sandwiches and sodas and pizzas. And so it's kind of interesting reading about like her childhood and what led her to fitness. And then the rest of it's kind of a good like leeway into it. And then if you don't have Beachbody on demand, she does have 2 of the 21-day fix workouts in it. So it has the which one is it? The cardio fix and the dirty 30. So you at least get some recipes and 2 workouts in it too.
Oh, cool. Cool. I see you over there with a book, Amanda. Oh, You're a Badass. That's so good. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, Kalia, have you read that? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me get out my Audible. I am a personal development junkie. That's what I love so much about coaching. I remember when I first, like, they said you need to do personal development for coaching. And I was like, I don't need that. And then I remember being in like the self-help aisle at a bookstore and being like, oh my God, I hope nobody sees it. And now I'm like, I need the self-help and I love it. There's also lots of great podcasts too. I need to make a post of some things. I'm going to go through my library. Take control of your life. Does anybody struggle with like mental health or anxiety? That's me. Take control of your life is so good. It's Mel Robbins. She's also the author. It's only on Audible. It's an Audible exclusive. So it's an audiobook, but she's the author of the 5-second rule. And so she basically is like, instead of thinking about it, stressing about it, 5-second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I love her for that. So that's the 5-second rule, but this is take control of your life. And she actually goes through and interviews people and talks about anxiety and stuff. So that's really good. Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein is a good one. Mastering Your Inner Mean Girl. Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini. Just Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa A. You'll find it. I really like that. She also has an Australian accent, and when she reads it, I love it. But Mastering Your Mean Girl is really good. I really like that one. In addition to Girl Stop Apologizing, Girl Wash Your Face, You Are a Badass. So yeah, I have so many books in here. I have a problem with. Lisa TerKeurst, if you are spiritual, Lisa TerKeurst does a free devotional. I'm actually starting this group. Anybody's welcome to join it. I am going through and we're going to do this devotional together. She Made to Crave is literally combining emotional eating and Jesus. So it's perfect because you could also do a 21-day program with it. And then it's like 21 days of focusing on this and your workouts. So she basically says like, if you have something that you crave more than Jesus, that's a problem. And I'm like, Yep. Yep. Yeah, Oreos and margaritas. Yep. Sometimes, sorry, Jesus, they get craved before more than you. That's we need to fix that. And so, so I'm just gonna go through and walk you guys through that. So that just download the Bible app, the free app, and then on there you look for the Made to Crave plan. And so if anybody wants to do that, just reach out to your coach and they'll get you in there. But I know I saw Amanda and Amber in there, so I'm super excited that you guys are joining us. So start your first, it's a short devotional and a scripture that you'll read. So start that. But it's just so important for us to, the more that we can bring it to our forefront of our brain, the more that we focus on nutrition instead of just being like, oh shoot, I don't have anything planned. What should I eat? Oh, this is easy. So the more that we can be in tune with it and focusing on ourselves from the inside, we're going to feel better and we're going to want to love and nurture our body and treat it like the temple that it is. So I guess if we don't have anything else, I'm going to stop the recording and we can take a picture.